We're on here pretty late. We're on here pretty late. And, with a lot on my mind. A lot on a lot of people's minds, I think. And, well, you know what I mean? Like, there's some, definitely some, there's definitely some funk going around, if you know what I mean. If you get what I'm saying. Like, this weird sort of feeling of like there's too many people being random and chaotic for it to be random and chaotic, if that makes sense. Um, you know, wars are just starting all over the world now. Nobody was wanting this. Nobody, except, you know, maybe a couple of jerks that run some countries somewhere that want to decide the fate of the world. You know, I mean, like, it takes a special kind of person to think that you have the right to just start bombing a country unprovoked. You know, you're not at war, you're not engaged. All the time they're saying we all you have to do is withdraw and it's over. And now there's another war starting with Israel and Iran. And that war wouldn't have even been possible, basically, possibly, at this point in time, if it weren't for Donald Trump being president. Literally because he was president. Because arguably you could say, well, if he hadn't gotten rid of that deal that he said was such a terrible deal, that stopped them from making weapons previously. It's difficult to watch somebody as put together and intelligent as Obama give a speech and legitimately, very obviously struggle internally with not being upset as he's saying certain words. You know, not just to say them, but because of what they mean and how powerful they are. And that there are men like this other dude that everybody likes for some reason that just cares about himself. And that's all I'm saying is you know, so somebody is put together and intelligent as he is, you know, at all times. He's good at speaking. He doesn't do that. He pauses. We all know about his pauses and stuff, but this is different. You know, it's undescribable how bad this is getting. With you know, folks just wanting to implicitly, it's not even with Trump either, it's just with stuff in general. People just implicitly want to get behind what's very obviously evil and negative. People like that and gravitate towards that. And they don't realize like bad, evil bad until it happens to them, and then they want to say that it's not okay or something like that. How can you do that? There's no justification that you can use. You have to make the choice before these things happen, before we know what's going to happen, before we get another Fidel Castro or another Adolf. And then, way worse, they're in charge and in command of the largest military ever. And it really is different than ever before. It's not like, yeah, oh, it's just another Republican or whatever. No, it's different. Yeah, this guy, he doesn't care about anything except helping himself. I mean, truthfully. Yeah, even the people that have worked with him during his presidency are saying things like this. And like, what would they stand to gain from talking ill? What? Nobody stands to gain anything from talking negative about Donald Trump. Nobody. Absolutely. Tell me anything anybody stands to gain from that. Nothing. Yeah, like it's actually completely damning and often like thrown under the bus, sort of, like, when you do, because there's like a million people out there that just jump down your throat and act freaking nuts when you even have any credible thing to say against the person. And there is so much. there's like nothing I can say that's good, and then the things that people say that are good are lies, things that he's just made up. They're not actual things. And so like the brainwashing is real. So this is why it's super important is like, I don't mean what I say to be insulting to anybody that likes the Republican Party or anything like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I like the system, and I mean we need to improve it for sure. There's always evolving and improving, but I like the Republican Party too. I want another candidate that's better than this guy. And all I'm trying to tell you and plead to you is that Kamala isn't actually a bad candidate. She's a very good one. She's extremely qualified. Donald Trump is if there's the last person on earth, for some reason you need a president and there's like nobody else, and for some reason you need a president, I'm still just hitting the button and just saying, nah, screw it. Not doing it. Yeah, because, like, he'll just lie and cheat and... Didn't Donald Trump... Obama reminded me of something that I forgot about. At least you guys should look this up. You should listen when he talks. He's very smart. I'm pretty sure Trump rejected a bipartisan bill for the border. And everyone's like, oh, the border, yada, yada, yada. I'm pretty sure Trump rejected a bipartisan, like, we're talking like Republicans and Democrats worked on it together. That's what bipartisan means. And I'm pretty sure Trump rejected it. Yeah, I can just veto. Yeah. Yep. That's what he did. Go look it up. This is the issue. You have to look the stuff up. And don't... Like, actually look it up. Stop... Like, so many people probably have, like... Believe it or not, built into your searches things that show you, like, the stuff that you guys call fake news, that you think is fake news. It's actually the opposite. That's what he always wanted you to think. That's the point. That's why I always say anything he says is the opposite. Like, it's pretty much the truth. Like, anything credible, he's just gonna say, oh, no, that's not credible. And anything that isn't credible, right, that's the point. They're not credible anymore because they're sitting there talking good about him and making a crap up because they have to make up excuses for him all the time. That's the only way anybody ever gets any word in, like... that's the only way that you can back him up, is to make excuses for him. I mean, even going as far back as Kellyanne Conway, wasn't that her name? Even going as far back as her, she was the one that said alternative facts. Even early on, it's like, come on, if we're creating oxymorons out of thin air, like, alternative facts, really? Like, no, there's no alternative to a fact. A fact is literally that. It happened. So then why is she saying alternative facts just so that way she can lie and stuff? That was the point. She was supposed to be like being honest about what Trump was doing and stuff like that, and his policy and stuff early on in his White House days, and she would just say, like, obviously say things like alternative facts and stuff to lie, and then just, you know, obviously didn't, like, that was laughable, you know. I feel bad for Sean Spicer because ruined his career. What was his name? Sean Spicer. Trump ruined that dude's career. He ruined so many people's careers. So many people. Just because they worked for him. That's it. They worked for him, had to lie for him. And a lot of times, yeah, when you're talking about like the president and official stuff, he's just lying. Can't really do that. Yeah, you can't really do that. Freedom of information, guys. In this country, we have a right to it. Okay? You put somebody like that in there, he's gonna silently take that away. You don't want that. Takes that away. That's it, man. Do anything without your knowledge, basically. It's not good. And here's the deal. Here's the deal. There are so many hackers right now just working their magic. There are so many bots right now. Algorithms, programs designed by the hackers, bots, AI programs now working their magic. Everything that you do is on your phone. Like, all your information is stored by all these companies. It's on your phone. It's in every electronic device you have. At any given time, a hacker that's very talented, that has your information, and it's not that hard to get, could literally just decide to listen to a conversation at any given time that you're having in private. Or perhaps look through your camera. If they really wanted to. It would be very easy. It's not a joke. It's not a conspiracy. It's just the truth. Fact. Accept this. This is modern day. A lot of people don't realize this. They really don't think that people are doing that or can do that. No, they can. They are. If they're doing that, though, they're in another country usually. If they're in this country, there's only so much they can get away with. Like, because that's the point. Like, all right, well, if they're pen testers, that's a little bit different. Then they're testing. But, like, if they're just, like, doing it and they're in this country, well, yeah, they're gonna say something to you. They're gonna, you know, be like, well, what are you doing here? You know? But if you're in another country, it's up to the other country, you know? So this is what you have to realize. Yeah. And a lot of the time, that country likes what they're doing. Like, oh, I don't know, China? Yeah. So, China wants, like, everybody's information in the entire world. They want it all. They want to store it. We don't know why. That is the most updated recent intel that you could possibly get. That's like kind of like going around as buzz, like sort of like, you know, what's going on with that. Obviously Russia's kind of done at this point. So there's really no worries with that, but yeah, obviously we'll want to protect. The reason why you don't want China to retake Taiwan is because that gives them that naval area. Like, that's very strategic. You guys have to realize, like, them getting that piece of land wouldn't be good for anybody. So like, this is what you have to realize. Like, any type of, you know, communism, like communist, like, you know, autocrat, you know, dictatorship, whatever, that's spreading to other countries where they're just going in, bombing some shit, taking over, trying to be like, hey, it's our land now. This is not what, obviously not what you want, right? Because then you don't want that to happen to you, right? So if you don't want that to happen to where you live, why would you think anybody else would want that? So especially unprovoked, like, I get if your country's actually, like, you know, do it, they, you know, just attacking, but they're not, you know, that's the point. They just did it, you know? And so, this is the point. This is what communism does, is they just want to take everything over. That's what Putin wanted to do. He wanted to take over. He just basically wanted to control Europe. China has, I believe, way too much infrastructure in Africa. So this is a concern, but really the main concern is Taiwan. We want to protect that. And we all know that Trump doesn't like NATO. And that's very questionable, because what's wrong with NATO? NATO's all about peace. Like, that's the point. Like, what's wrong with, like, we've already proven NATO is only giving support. They're trying really hard to prove they're not, like, just invading, you know, like, just stopping it, you know. No, they're just helping Ukraine. They're just giving them aid so they can do it. And I think that's commendable. That every single one of those countries got together and all agreed, no, just give them aid. This is their fight. I thought that was very commendable. And I think that's exactly what you want when you talk about world peace. When you talk about not getting involved, you talk about it, yeah, all right, we're going to prevent the spread of it so that way they don't become this huge conglomerate thing that can just take over, obviously. But at the same time, you know, don't show the rest of the world, because, like, their media is going to flip it. That's the point. India media is lying to everybody. Yeah, New Delhi just lies to everybody. They're literally just lying. They're saying that we started anything? No. Russia literally just went in and started bombing Ukraine and destroying shit and taking over. Randomly, unprovoked. And, you know, NATO and the US, we're in NATO, is helping. The point of NATO, by the way, is exactly that, was to prevent the Soviet Union from reforming and taking over Europe. Would you really want that? You know, just London, Europe, Britain, eventually gone, you know, like Norway, Switzerland, all that stuff, France, Paris. None of that's gonna be there anymore. Just all the Soviet Union. Just all. Would you want that? And then eventually, you know they're just gonna keep moving west. Yeah. So what are you thinking? You're not putting two and two together? Like, there's no siding with that. Of course NATO needs to exist. Of course he shouldn't pull out of that. That is the security blanket for all of us, even him. Yeah, like, he's much safer over here than with Putin, wherever Putin's gonna put him. Hell no. You think Putin's your friend? You don't trust people from the KGB? Are you kidding me? I would try. I have no problem with Russians or Russia in general. Just Putin. Just no KGB. It's just not people that you should necessarily trust. They were trained to do those things. Putin has this training. Like, the point is, the KGB is, very similar to a spy agency where, like, they train their operatives to be likable and charismatic and get to know people and things like that. And then, like, years later, it's really that involved. And cuz that was their, secret black ops, whatever, and so, like, it's really, really involved. And no. No. And it the Soviet Union too, like, no, because that's what he wants. And if China actually thinks that in the end, if they won, that they wouldn't eventually just do the same to you, ha, 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 ha. That's funny. That is actually really, really funny. If they actually think that Russia wouldn't just do the same thing to them if they knew that they could. Russia can't even take care of Ukraine. I mean, granted they are getting aid, like I said, but there are a lot of things that it's sort of obvious that Putin overplayed his hand a bit. Anyway. Just today. This is why we have an investigation, but just today, I could confirm that essentially at least 4 separate times somebody was trying to listen through one of my devices. At least 4 separate times. Not I mean, I was just sitting here making a video, you know, and then like, who cares, you know? Like, what? Yeah, I'm just like sitting here making a video, and it's just like obvious. So, I'm not talking about conspiracies. I'm talking about concrete. And remember, I can't. If I tell you like the thing that helps me confirm it, they're just gonna not. They're gonna fix that thing so it doesn't do it anymore. So like I can't just tell you, because again, I lose my confirmation then. If I tell you what it is, they're just gonna get rid of it. I'm like, oh, that's how it is. Oh, happens every time. Seriously, like there's been so many times where I was like confirmed when I talked about it, and I was like, this is why. Not with not necessarily that specifically, but like another thing that they're doing to sort of kind of just screw with me. So, what's going on? I don't see. People cycling in and out. I just don't. We had so many initially. What's up with that? Like, what's up with that? Just curious. Like why like so many like initially right at the start, but then just like, just like nothing. Just curious. I don't know. So here's the deal. Again, I don't know. Well, I do know some. I do know that like sometimes, whether you want to believe it or not, it's actually been Russia, but that's not happening anymore. That's not happening anymore. And that's kind of obvious. Was though. Was. They were getting desperate. It's just they're grasping at straws. Because you guys have to realize that he's gonna be on the run soon. It's gonna be just like any other dictator that tried to do this. Yeah, it's literally just, it's not gonna go like, it's not gonna be good. He should have negotiated his surrender. Because had he done a negotiation of surrender terms, all he would have had to do was put some sort of seeking asylum thing in there, because of the way our laws work here. See, that's where you got that whole seeking asylum thing. Now, obviously, he's not a free man. Yeah, war crimes and all that, that's a little bit different, but I mean, if he does negotiate the terms and stuff like that, You know, they can sit there and talk about it, you know, for sure. But like, yeah, if he just does nothing, yeah, he does nothing. So, yeah, and no, they're just. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be good. For him. I mean, it'll be good. It'll be good, but you know. It's always nice to think that like maybe one day he just turns over a new leaf and just goes, "Oh, I'm gonna tell you everything about Russia," and you know, opens the borders, and he's not like very obviously just prejudiced and thinks he deserves to rule the world, and big ego and yada yada. It'd be nice, right? It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Here's the other problem too. If so, I know that like Kim Jong Un, I know that like North Korea is threatening nukes because Russia made a deal with them. What you have to realize about North Korea is that if they even try something like that, not only will the anti-missile system most likely take care of it, but if they actually launch a nuke, they're going to be flattened so quick. Because I got news for you. It's been a long time coming. And the tables turned around. No, seriously, like, it really has. They've had this coming. They are constantly doing terrible things to their people. And just, you know, just where are they going? What direction are they taking? You know, and most seriously, the entire country is in poverty. It's really just the one area that isn't. You know, just like, you know, other countries that lie to their people like that, you know. And so enough with the mind control. You know, like the point is if they even try something, they're so done. So that's the problem is what they would have to actually worry about, because Trump can threaten all day long, but Biden's gonna actually do something. Yeah, he'll actually do something, and so would Kamala. What you guys don't realize is that Biden and Kamala see eye to eye on quite a few things. Um, there's some subjects they don't, but they're pretty much in line with each other. And in line with Obama, hence the endorsement, you know, hence him there. Um, Yeah, I like I always like the way he talks, and he's really smart with what he says. Like that's why I like to get behind what he says. Like, it just makes sense what he says. And the Republicans these days just like it's so obvious that like they're just saying something to cover up the bullshit that they tried to do that was bad. Because I pay attention and I see the crap that they try to get past, and it's crap. It's bad. It would be really bad if some of it got passed. And then they have the audacity to come out with like some stupid ad that blames the Democrat for the exact thing that they did. It's like exactly like that. And it's so often. There's one right now doing it. So, and first of all, who is threatening to take away your guns? Who is doing this? Who? Obama never did it. Biden certainly never did it. Clinton didn't do it. You know, these guys, some of them are hunters. Who is threatening to take away your guns? Nobody's threatening this. Absolutely no one. So why do Republicans run it in their ads so much? Why does Trump talk about it so much? I'll protect your rights. Your gun rights. They don't need protected. They're part of the Constitution. So remember, everything he says is the opposite. So he's going to take away your rights and try to blame it on a Democrat, probably. It's probably what he's going to do. Yeah. It's probably what he's going to do. Do you not see? Do you not put two and two together yet? No Democrat is ever daring to try to do that. They don't do unconstitutional things. They support the Constitution. You freaking kidding me? Like it's just, these Republican ads for Trump are just so freaking stupid. Completely baseless. Nobody's trying to take away your guns. Absolutely no one. I mean, everything's regulated. Regulations are just like numbers and permits and paperwork. It's not taking things away. It's checks and balances. Sit. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's threatening to like the Republicans are playing on your ridiculous fears that your parents had, that your grandparents had, that they had. That's all they're doing. They're doing the same fucking thing for I don't even know how long. When are you gonna stop falling for it? I'm serious, like, really, they've been just doing the same crap over and over and over and over, using the same. Nobody's threatening to take your guns away. Nobody's threatening freedom of speech. Donald Trump might. Yeah. Donald Trump might. Yeah, he's exactly the type of guy that hates when things are said about him that he doesn't like. He would be the exact guy to take away your like. Not this is the point. Like what they say doesn't even make any sense. They want to protect your right to bear arms. No, like what? Nobody needs to protect that. It's part of the Constitution. So why is he saying he needs to protect it or bring it back? Nobody needs to bring back the Constitution. It didn't go anywhere. Wake up. He's trying to brainwash you into being upset about something, into thinking the Democrats are taking it away. Trump probably wants to do that. Maybe. Like that's the point. Like nobody's threatening this. He's just saying those things. bringing it back? It didn't go anywhere. Constitution of the United States of America is still the Constitution of the United States of America. One of the most seemingly unconstitutional-like things was when he overturned Roe versus Wade. When that thing got passed, man, yeah, that was a very constitutional, yeah. The Constitution's all about that type of thing. Then he just, nope. Let's overturn that. Nobody liked that. You bringing it back? Opposite. That's what I've always said. He ain't bringing anything back. It's already here, and he's trying to take it away. He wants to support your right to bear arms? No, he doesn't. He wants to make you think that he's supporting that so he can then take it away and then have the military show up at some random person's house that he disliked that talked shit on him. That's what he wants to do. He wants to command the military to assassinate people. That sounds a little bit more like Trump, like a Hitler. Yeah. Kind of like what Putin's doing now to Ukraine. He wouldn't dare do it to his own country. Yeah, because even his own soldiers didn't want to fight this war. He has soldiers protesting. And he's actually having a hard time with it, too. Yeah, some of them, were threatened to... Because, the point was they weren't being paid. So they started protesting. Yeah, I think not good things happen to them. From what I hear. It's not funny. It's not. It's really not. It's not okay. You can't support people like that. You just can't. You don't have to... You don't have to like the way they look, guys. I know that's really what it is. Why don't you admit it to yourselves? Why don't you just admit it? Since there's no other excuse for you. You're doing it based on the way they look. You don't like the way Biden looks. He looks old. He looks this or that. That's all any Republican voter ever says about him. Things that are physical. Kamala, too. All I ever hear is that because she's a woman, she shouldn't... You know how many times I've heard that? That's so terrible, and I've heard it so much. And... nonsensical things. Things that aren't true. She lies, flip-flops. No, she doesn't, actually. It's actually not true. It's just not. Sorry. Tell me when. Now, if that's the case, alright, give me an example. We'll talk about it. It's just not the case. There are times where politicians say, I'm gonna do something, and then maybe it doesn't happen, the bill doesn't get through or something like that. That's not lying. That's actually the opposite. That's trying to do the thing. You know what I'm saying? This is what people don't get. Like I said, I'm not against, Republicans in general, generally speaking. I'm really, really not. I'm really, really not. There is a trend right now. And it's sort of been trending this way for a bit, where, I gotta be honest, the smart people with reasonable, sensible policies have been trending towards the Democratic Party lately, ever since, well, I was growing up and I can remember, sort of. Now, when I do my research and homework, I find out that there were some good people going back that I would have supported and just because of their policies and the things they did for the Republican Party and stuff like that. And so I just started finding out more about the past of the Republican Party and all that, and just how vastly different it is. Like, you have to realize that the roles of the Republican and Democrat politician are complete opposite, flipped on their ends from the way they used to be. I'm talking like way they used to be like 50, 60 years ago. For the most part. And so, like, this is what folks don't realize. Is like, you have, all right, so the Republican politician, typical, not all of them, I'm not saying all, remember that, it's just the trend now. The typical Republican these days will push a bill that will cost a lot of money eventually and come out of your wallet. Meanwhile, they actually do slash taxes and help out the rich people. They've been doing this for a while. Now, Trump has done this too, but like to the extreme, and then he's seemingly did basically nothing as president. Like, oftentimes people would actually try to get him to do basic things like sign stuff, and they couldn't even get him to do that. We're talking like basic shit. That's how bad this was. Even the people that were ripping you off for years were saying, no, this guy's terrible, let's get him out. He ain't doing anything. So, this is what I'm trying to tell you, is like the Republican Party wasn't great to begin with. That's how they ended up electing this bumbling buffoon. Because they thought he would be a team player. That's it. It's all about being a team player. That's it. That's why the Democrats, like, look bad, because they're the ones actually caring and trying to put bills together. And it's like, no, that's not even true. Because the point is they're not lying and just making shit up that sounds really good. They're not. They're being honest. And the honesty is a lot of times boring when you're dealing with politics. You don't want to hear it. No, they really don't all lie. They really don't. Not all of them. No. Not, it's true. There's times where Biden misspeaks, and it's kind of funny actually, but they don't. I mean, Trump, man, you want to talk about lying? So much. He lies like everything he says, man. Literally. I mean, like, this is just generally like, you're at a rally, like, what does he even talk about except to just trash Democrats the entire time? And then you notice how recently I started talking about how he doesn't have any policies, and I think other people were talking about that too. So, like, I guess he tried to, like, talk about policy recently, and it was just laughable. Like he tried to, like, pretend like he was gonna have a policy for something, and, like, what he started to say was, like, so... Like, it just didn't even make any sense. And again, this was like a single time that he was talking about policy. I just like I just did now. I had to face palm myself. Um, but yeah, remember that, like, you know, he did things all the time to just to make Democrats look bad. You know, he got rid of things that had Obama attached to it, just because it had Obama attached to it. You know what I'm saying? He got rid of. He tried to abolish the Environmental Protection Agency. And wholly aside from that, half these people are like, oh, vote for this guy because he's a businessman. All right, first of all, that's like 90% of politicians. Secondly, this businessman went bankrupt 6 times. Okay? So it's not valid. Stop. There's no justification. There's none. Even just Kamala being the Attorney General of California for X amount of time is plenty of qualification. Even just that. Go look up job qualifications, certifications, and the amount of schooling and everything you'd have to go to become an attorney general. And then come back to me and frickin' tell me she's not like this. It's so ridiculous that people think they know everything because they don't. Nobody looks that shit up. Nobody. This is the problem. Nobody understands these positions in government. They really don't. They don't understand what the president does. They don't know what a senator is. They don't know what an attorney general does. They have the slightest clue about any of this. And I think she's unqualified. It's like, no. It's like so opposite of the truth. Just like Trump fooled you all, the whole thing with Hillary and all that stuff, he literally got everyone to hate her so much. She was investigated and grilled for that one thing. That one thing that wasn't even a thing. Yep. And nothing came of it. Nothing. Ridiculous. And then like everybody, he gets so many people to just hate this woman. This Secretary of State, this decorated woman who represented our country. You guys, like the amount of times that I've heard the Clintons cause problems, it's so opposite of that. You're just falling for the Republican propaganda. Remember that Bill Clinton balanced the budget. He's the reason the 90s were so good. Everybody's like, oh, Donald Trump, oh, the economy was good when he was in office, yada, yada. Yeah, thanks, Obama. Like, are you waking up yet? Do you not understand that, like, when the president is in office, you're seeing the previous administration? Okay? Because it takes time to notice what they do. Okay, so same things seem bad now, right? Yeah, so thanks, Trump. Yeah. Okay? So, after this, things are starting to slowly kind of get a little bit better. Very, very little bit. Yeah, there's wars going on. There's only so much you can do. Yeah. So, when it gets better, alright, if Trump doesn't get elected and it gets better, I want you to pay attention to that, okay? Instead of, oh, you're just making crap up. Because, you know, I'm getting really sick of people not noticing this and then just, like, pretending like they know anything about politics. Even Obama just said it in that speech that I clipped. Even Obama just said it. He was talking about how exactly what I just mentioned about how people always talk about how the beginning of Trump's presidency, the economy was so good. Yeah, that was because it was his economy. That's the point. Yeah, we're on Trump's tax plan. That's the point. Yeah. So that's why they call it Bidenomics, because like that's the point. He couldn't really do a whole lot because it's Trump's tax plan. He's trying. It's ridiculous what people don't look up or understand. The point is, guys, from the day to day, you don't notice what that president does. It's going to take basically, yeah, about that amount of time that they would normally be in office one term. So if you get a two-term president, you have some good times. And remember the times we did? 2 Democrats, Clinton and Obama. And do you remember how good times were when they were president? Do you remember their second term rolled around? When their second term rolled around, things were pretty good, weren't they? Maybe not necessarily the first term so much, but the second term, yeah. You know what? Things were going pretty good. They weren't like terrible. So, you know, like around 2012, 2013, 14. Yeah, wasn't a bad time, right? Yeah. Okay. So, you know, like early 90s, not not bad, but like late 90s, mid to late 90s. Yeah. Good times. Okay? See what I'm getting at? All right. And then like the Republican comes in and just messes it all up. And then you're like, "Oh, the Democrat. Oh, the Democrat." And then they scramble to try to fix it and make you happy, and then you just still pointing the finger at the Democrat. And meanwhile, the Republican just doesn't do anything except they are so sick and tired of you pointing the finger at them that they're just gonna rip you off and make the rich person that gets it richer. That's all they're doing. That's it. It's very obvious. Because you don't get it, they're ripping you off. And it's not every Republican. It's just a lot. Mitch McConnell, I believe, is part devil. Yeah, that guy's like part demon devil or something. There's something evil festering in that guy. He's not a guy, he's... Ugh. Mitch McConnell is a terrible, terrible person. And he has screwed you over in so many ways. There's good Republicans out there. But like I said, it's just right now. And there's this funk going around, like I said earlier in this. There's this funk where people don't understand how to feel about that stuff. They don't understand how to properly look at things, not from their perspective, from a correct one. Because there are opinions about like what you enjoy in life and what you like. Those are opinions. But how you look at how the world works, that's not an opinion. The world works a certain way. And you can see it wrong. You can look at it like this as much as you want. But the world won't stop for you. The world won't suddenly not trick you and make you think this or that, okay? You have to look at the world correctly. So, again, opinions don't belong in politics. Facts belong in politics. This is the mistake people make. There are no opinions here. There is a better way to do something and a not better way to do something. It's that simple. Okay? There are no opinions here. The only time that we actually have opinions is when you actually have a valuable Republican saying something valuable, saying, I'm going to do this. And then you have a valuable Democrat saying something valuable, I'm going to do this. We don't have that. We have Democrats saying, I'm going to do this to help you, I'm going to do this to help you, I'm going to do this to help you. And then Donald Trump gets up and goes, the Democrats are terrible. The Democrats are terrible. MAGA. MAGA. That's it. That's all he does. So, where's the brain? Where's the debate? That's it. He lied one time, and then he took it back later. Trump? Can't say that about Trump. Yeah, so what? He lied about Monica, took it back later. Can't say that about Trump. Trump lies about every freaking thing he says. Yep, true story. Yep, so there's one thing, and again, didn't matter. The whole Monica Lewinsky thing that everybody was so focused on, what the hell does that have anything to do with running the country, balancing the budget like he did? If anything, why wouldn't you vote for Hillary more? Yeah, back her up for once since he didn't. The heck's wrong with people? She was the Secretary of State the whole time. They got over it. They were mature enough human beings to put it aside, to be professional and represent you as leaders. No. Bill is vile? I don't think so. But that's just my opinion. See, that's an opinion. But that's why it doesn't belong in politics. So we've already covered that. It was that about the Monica Lewinsky thing. Do you want to know how many times Trump has lied? And he lied under oath. Obstructed justice. Hired illegals. We can keep going. Embezzlement. Fraud. And keep going. Trump is like in everything. He may as well be like Raymond Reddington, and not in a good way. Hillary Gaza was appalling. What are you even talking about? I'm not sure what you're even talking about. Hillary, again, was grilled and investigated for the thing that Trump blamed her for that she didn't do. She was ordered to do what she did, and it was somebody else's fault. So, again, those are the facts. You want to believe Trump, I can't help you. CBS edited Kamala interview? Okay, they edit interviews all the time. What are you getting at? Interviews are always edited. I have news for you. Yeah, people edit literally any interviews edited. Kamala's husband cheated with the nanny? Okay. What the fuck does that have to do with anything with her leadership? What does that have anything to do with her qualification to run for president of the United States? She's Attorney General of California. Discredit that somehow. That's what I thought. Yeah. See, this is how intelligible it usually is. There's nothing credible here. And then you resort to insulting her. Yeah, you're just being disrespectful. Kamala is very intelligent. I saw that during the debate. I saw that before that. I don't know what to tell you. But she made that very clear during the debate because she was more composed in that debate than I've seen in a long time. Yeah. So. Yeah, and then Trump backed out. He didn't want to debate her again. Nah, I mean, that's yeah, Mr. Power Move, Mr. Talk over women and talk louder than women to be a strong man and strong leader, backed down after the first debate with Kamala Harris. Didn't want to debate her after the first debate because he lost. And the who as the her. Yeah. Yeah. Donald Trump. And who as the her. Lost that debate. Lost it. He lost it. Kamala won that shit by a landslide. Kamala won that. Kamala won that with this. She won that with that. But not only that. Not only that. She also answered every question with something she was going to do. Something valid. Did you actually listen? I did. She actually answered. Did Trump? Or did he spend the entire fucking debate doing all he ever did as president? Talk shit on Democrats. Oh, hey, here's Trump to inform us about what he's doing today in the White House. Did you hear what Obama is saying about me to now? Did you hear this? Or it's like some fucking comedian or something. Or he'd be like, oh, we're just fixing all the mess that Obama's left. Yada yada yada. Even though that we know that they actually were very nice with them. They invited them there so that there was a smooth transition. Obama met with Trump personally to give him interviews, help him out, anything he needed. This is all the way Trump acts. And remember, all these presidents, they're all friends with each other. They're all nice with each other. Not Trump. Not with Trump. They don't like him. Yeah, he's an ass. Yeah, they don't like him. And there's a reason for that. Because that's the point. With him, it is personal. The point is he is doing these terrible things. That's why they don't like him. Bankrupt 6 times, guys. No businessman. Bankrupt 6 times ain't no businessman. Bankrupt 6 times and a billionaire ain't no businessman. That's called criminal empire. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No. No, the answer is no. I remember when, like, Zelensky was talking to him. Trump looked visibly bothered that he had to, like, stand there and, like, let him talk. Like, it was almost like he couldn't just stand still and let him talk. Like, he had to, like, really physically restrain himself from speaking and doing his normal fucking Trump bullshit where he's got to be the center of attention. You know, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, when he gives speeches with both Trump and Kamala and Biden. But the point is, Donald Trump says he's going to end it in a day. Okay. You know that means he's going to just leave. The same thing he said that was so terrible that Biden did with Afghanistan. Okay? That's what he's going to just leave. He's going to end it in a day? Yeah, he's going to leave. That doesn't end it. And you know how he said that you know, he kept saying that thing was the worst deal, the guys, the thing that almost nobody looked up, that I warned way back when I was trying to warn you, you don't want him to get rid of this, you don't want him to get rid of this, and then he got rid of it. He said it was the worst deal, and then I warned everybody, I said you don't want him to get rid of this, and then he frickin' did. And now, Iran is at war with Israel. And they're literally at war with each other. Because he got rid of that deal. Because, again, they wouldn't have the proper weapons and stuff like that to even have a war. Had he not gotten rid of that deal. Then he gets rid of the deal. And now, Donald Trump, the guy that said it was the worst deal, apparently, is saying, oh man, we should have a deal to make sure they can't do this. He's trying to trick you into thinking he's coming up with ideas Obama and smart Democrats came up with and smart Republicans came up with together. He's trying to just get rid of shit and then come up with it again because he knows that you don't pay attention. You don't look anything up. He's brainwashing you. Remember how I said he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act? And then basically just bring it back, completely gut it, and bring back pre-existing conditions too? Oh, you do not want that. Well, that's the point. This is exactly on brand. The point is he wants to get rid of everything that's good and then just bring it back later, and that's making America great again. Yep. It's a scam. It's a con. That's what he does. It's what he's trained to do. Yep. Got news for you. He was taught how to do that. Yep, that's what they get up to. Those billionaires that he hangs out with, and yep. You know, you guys remember when he was like president the first time, and they did a little charity, a little art charity. You remember how every single proceed that went to this supposed charity was found to have gone into a private bank account of Donald Trump Jr.? Yeah. You guys don't ever look anything up. You don't know what's going on. You'll never find that shit out because you're just like, oh, I love Donald Trump implicitly. He's the best. And you'll never find something out about that, how sleazy and slimy these bastards are. They really did that. This is the point. This is just a regular day at the office for them. They run those scams all the fucking time. And then some of these people that catch scammers are voting for this guy. And this fucking guy's running scams all the time. It's unbelievable. That really, really happened. Yeah. Ran a charity. Had people actually donate art. Yeah. Like really expensive art, popular artists, they donated the art and people would buy it. They had a painting of Donald Trump and everything. And they bought it, and all of those proceeds were supposed to go to charity. Except the charity was Donald Trump Jr.'s random other bank account. Yep. He didn't set it up or anything like that. It just went to an account. Yeah. Yeah. Ethics. So the point is, the roles are reversed. These guys don't care about you. They don't care about the middle class. They care about the rich people. And the rich people are even lucky if they care about them anymore. You know what I mean? Like, that's the point. Like, I'm talking like really rich too, because he doesn't care about celebrities. We already know that. Yep. He is nasty. He insults U.S. citizens. He insults military. He wouldn't work with our general, even our own general. And again, our U.S. generals that have been doing this, that guy had been doing his job for so many years. He had worked with so many presidents. The point was, Trump was the one where he's like, this guy, no, not this freaking guy. Nope, don't trust him as far as you can throw him. So don't trust him. Like, that's the point. Like, those guys have some pretty infinite patience too. Like, I mean, like, that's the point. Like, they've been through some shit, you know? So yeah, that's a pretty serious thing coming from somebody like that. You don't take that lightly. That's a valid, credible. If anybody's more credible than him, it's the guy that's been in the shit for decades. Maybe even on the front line, for all you know. Yeah, you trust that guy's knowledge and intel, and you know, like, the point is, nobody wants to work with him. Nobody likes him. Nobody. Even with, like, Vance, like JD Vance, it's kind of obvious he's just doing a job. It's kind of obvious. They're very opposite. The way they speak, they're very opposite brand. It's pretty interesting. I obviously think he got a different campaign manager, because whoever's doing it is actually kind of smart, but he is just awful, regardless of the other people that are good that he drags down with him. He's awful. And he's drug everyone down. Name a single person. Donald Trump's a billionaire. He could lift up anybody. He could make anybody rich. He could think about The Apprentice and yada yada. What has anybody done because Donald Trump helped them do it? Anybody. Think of anyone. No. Gee, that's funny because off the top of my head, when I think of Elon Musk, who is also a billionaire, comparatively, I got news for you. When I think about Elon Musk and the sheer amount of people he's impacted and helped, it's endless, man. It's freaking endless. Donald Trump's staging some fucking video where he's cleaning bathrooms. That's not him doing real work. That's a staged video. Are you this easy? Apparently. Yeah, apparently you're that easy. Oh, wow, he's cleaning bathrooms in the Trump Plaza. Yep, not staged at all. So fucking what? God. I'm just like... I don't... Why implicitly get behind somebody so fake, so... Because you want to do the same thing? You have some dream of milking the government for all it's worth, like he is? Is that it? I feel like that's it. Yeah, I honestly feel like that's it. I feel like the American dream anymore, for some folks, is just trying to get out of the government anything that you can. And I just do not understand that. Makes zero sense to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, taking advantage of. That's all I'm saying. Like, I remember like a while back when I used to go to the DMV, like a lot more. Obviously a lot of stuff's online, but like you go to the DMV, right? And so most of the people at the, like, I feel like a lot of the people at the DMV in the past that were like yelling at the person at the counter. You guys remember that? So like, remember at the DMV, people used to just like scream at the person at the counter, just like always yelling at them. Does that really even happen anymore? I mean, maybe sometimes, right? But yeah, usually. And maybe it doesn't happen because everybody's gonna pull out their phone and record you if you do it. Maybe. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because half of that stuff's online now, and you have that information at your fingertips, and you have had it for a while, and they made it so that you absolutely needed to do it that way. It wasn't a choice. You know, like all the I remember a while back, people were coming in like trying to do this and this and this, and I was sitting at the DMV and I'd hear people come in like, no, that's online now. We don't have that here, and they're like getting upset. They're like, but I can't just do it here. No, that's online now. I remember even having jobs where like paper applications were phasing out, and people were like coming in, they were upset they couldn't fill out an application because they didn't have access to internet. Like, sorry, like if you could go to a library or something, maybe use their internet and you could apply there, but like we, you know, and then they had to get like application kiosks at certain places because some people still didn't have like internet and phones and stuff. So like yeah, this is the point. So like I feel like this is every generation is going to have their disconnect of folks that don't understand the government very much and don't understand politics, because that's what it has to do with, okay? So they used to scream at the DMV because, again, they were there, they were sure that they were going to get what they needed, yet they're screaming at the DMV, acting like that's going to help or anything. That's like, no, you got to wait, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's the state, it's not us. How many times would you hear that? You know, that's the point, like way back. Now you just look it up and it's online and yada yada. But that's the point. They made it so you had to do that. So everybody basically sort of learned you needed to do it this way, and eventually it worked itself out. Do you need to find out if Donald Trump is lying or not? Do you need to do that? To vote? Nah. Nope. There's the problem. So the issue becomes, again, getting that education in there early enough that we understand this type of level of politics and government to the point that it affects us. That's it. That's all we need to be educated about at that level. Because people screaming at the DMV and stuff like that, this is the point, is that was the early, this is everybody. Nobody understands politics and government and how it actually works. Almost nobody. Like, that was the point. They would scream at the DMV just because they didn't understand that the state does things a certain way and it takes time. So they're just screaming at somebody. It's their job. You know, they'd be like, well, but you're a state worker. You're this way. Da, da, da. They're just a person doing a job. They applied for it just like you do. Yeah. So this is the point. You don't think that politicians are people too? That went to college? They also went to high school. They grew up. They were teenagers. They grew up, went to school, high school, went to college. Some of them went to law school and just decided, you know what? I want to make a difference. And decided to become a senator or something like that because they believed in what they were doing. Yeah, a lot of them. And then some of them are rich and go into it because they want to. Yeah. Okay. Recognize the differences and understand that with business, there's always politics. You're always going to have those two types of people. But it's very basic and easy to see who they are. Fucking Donald Trump is the epitome of rip you off. Are you kidding me? So anyway, case in point, think about the types. Think about like how they sounded when they were upset at the person at the DMV and the way they sounded. Doesn't it kind of sound sort of like the folks that get upset at the people that don't want to vote for Trump? They kind of yell simplistically about this and that. Oh, he's great. He does this thing that he doesn't do. It's like a very simple thing that he didn't do. You know, like stimulated the economy or whatever. It's like, oh, he's good for this. No, he isn't. You know, like just say that, you know. It's exactly like the people at the DMV, where they're just at the DMV. They don't understand why they can't get what they can't get. They're just going to keep repeating the same simple fucking thing over and over. And the DMV associate's just going to be like, I already explained to you like 5 times. I don't know how else to say it. You can't do that right now. You have to fill out this form. You have to wait 2 weeks, come back, and then after you have this, then you can, you know, like your photo thing or whatever. You know, like whatever it is, you know, like this is the point. It's the same. It's just with Trump instead of the DMV. It's still government. It's still people not understanding politics, not being educated about it. Because, again, the United States does not want you to be educated about politics. We need to change this. I don't hear enough politicians talking about that, actually. I don't even hear Democrats talking about that. Which, this should scare you. I don't even hear Democrats talking about that. I want to hear that from a Democrat. I want to hear this from anybody. We will educate in our public schools on politics, on economics. I want to hear this. Like today, yesterday, way, way back. I want to hear this. Parents have to get over it. The same way that they get over the Pledge of Allegiance and praying in class and, you know, whatever history lesson Jesus is related in there, you know, comes up for some reason. Just like they have to get over that. They have to get over Gandhi coming up or something like that. You need to get over this. It's part of history. We've got to do it. Politics and government is something that kids need to be educated about. Because you don't know jack shit. Okay? And you need to accept the fact that they need that education. And they might know more than you. And you might disagree. And that should be okay. You have to be mature enough to handle that. That's the issue. The issue is the parents not being mature enough to handle it when the kids disagree with them. Oh, you just don't know because you're not, you haven't been alive long enough to know this and it. No. No. It has nothing to do with educating academics or being smart or understanding a concept. No. So the parents need to be, you know, understanding of that and with the schools and stuff. That's it. Oh, it's gonna cause fights. It's gonna. Yeah. Yes. Good. Good. Do you know why I say that? Kids need to get shit out. Like, this is the generational problem. Adults go into adulthood learning to bully, always being bullies, and never getting over it. They need to get shit out. They need to learn to debate and learn to stand for themselves and learn where they fit. This can help them do that. It really can. You know, so they're forced to pay attention and listen about this type of thing and learn about it instead of just hearing this and that. Facts. Actual education. Actual facts. Not just, oh, well, you know, I read this here. No. Learning how to do it. Learning how to research. Citing. Learning what's credible. I think it's extremely important for young people to learn to debate. Even just simple things. Even if it's like, you know, them debating the school mascot or something like that. I think it's very important. Because you need... Case in point. Donald Trump hasn't won a single debate. Yet everybody seems to think he did just because he talked over Hillary Clinton. He could talk louder than her. He would pace around in front of her like a jackass and be the loudest man in the room. It's not winning a debate. It's acting like a jackass. It's all that is. Okay? Education would tell you this. He didn't win a single one of those debates. Oh, let me not answer a question and sit here and just talk about how terrible this person is. Let me pace around and speak over them. No. This is why it's important. So many people want to vote for somebody that just tries to appear stronger. Just by talking over people. Shoving other world leaders out of the way so that you can get a picture in front of them. Also something he did. Anyway. Anyway. I didn't mean to get off on too much of a tangent there, but This is bad, obviously, and you don't want somebody, like, people wonder why we have to police the world, because we have so many people that live here with families in other countries that rely on us to do that, and not only that, you have to realize that we do so much trade. We count on that. NATO is so important. It is so important. NATO is so important. We cannot pull out of NATO. Trump would pull out of NATO. He was even asked that question, and he didn't answer it. He just gave a stupid Trump face where he went. It was very obvious, like, yeah, he's gonna do that. He just does these things that he knows he shouldn't do. Why the hell, when all these other countries want to be part of NATO, why the hell would you pull out of it? Yeah, like, Ukraine was desperately trying to be part of it. Desperately. This is why Russia attacked them when they did. You guys know this, right? Yeah, Ukraine had just forked over what they needed to be part of NATO. Yeah, that's why. Because Russia was trying to prevent them from being part of NATO. You guys know this, right? This is why Russia did this. Russia randomly just started bombing and attacking Ukraine because, again, they were preventing Ukraine from becoming part of NATO. That's it. Yeah. They were about to be, yeah. That's why. Yeah, because they just got put under NATO. Yeah. That's why. Yep. Suddenly makes sense now, doesn't it? Oh. Yeah, Putin literally just, he wants to take over. And that's not okay. You can't just be like, well, let me just take over the world. I'll decide everything. That's Putin. Yep, all that shit would be gone, like I said. All of Europe. All that stuff you guys love. Oh, Paris? You think that's gonna be there? No. Nope. Nope, that wouldn't be there anymore. He'd flatten that, probably. Eiffel Tower would be long gone. Like, he doesn't care. The dude committed war crimes already in Ukraine. Like, he literally lies just like Trump does. He says one thing and then does another. Back and forth he was lying. They actually had a scripted lie for the prisoners that they had early on. Now that didn't last long because, again, we know now, you know, after giving support and everything, Ukraine is pushing back and winning just fine now with our aid and many other countries, but a few others, but yeah, because NATO backs this obviously and supports it, but only certain countries are able to offer aid. It just is what it is. Some countries can't. That's all. So I know Britain is. I know we are. I think Germany is too. I think. But yeah, I just know that we are in Britain. Oh, Canada. I think Canada is too. Yeah. You gotta love Canada. Canada's awesome. Blame Canada. Remember that song? Canada's great though. A lot of cool people came from. You know that isn't Mike Myers Canadian? It's very unassuming, right? Look it up. I think Mike Myers is actually Canadian. There's like so many people that are Canadian, and you're like, wait, what? Really? Alanis Morissette, right? Though that's kind of like expected, right? Like she kind of has a little bit of the accent, I guess. I think Mike Myers is. Now I need to look it up, make sure I'm right. Yeah, he's Canadian. Yep. Yep, lots of there's lots of British actors too. Like Christian Bale. How many people knew that? I'm sure maybe some people knew that now, but how many people knew that like when he was Batman, like way back? A lot of people didn't know that until like they go like watch an interview with him or something, because he is such a good he's such a good actor. He puts that much into it that you'll never know. You'll never know. He is so good. And then you'll watch an interview and you just hear him talk. You're like, it's just such a thick accent. It really is such a thick accent. Christian Bale has a very thick accent. Nothing wrong with it, but yeah, like it's very apparent. You start talking, it's like, whoa, all right, cool. You're that good. It's not surprising. And then you'll have somebody like Tom Cruise, who's like just an absolutely phenomenal actor, and he just never does accents. Just never. Like, I once in a while, I think. I guess he had to do one probably for Lestat, right? Interview with the Vampire. I'm guessing he had to do one for that, but I'm trying to think of like the last time he had to do an accent for like. Not really. Born on the 4th of July, maybe. Did he do an accent for that? That was one heck of a movie. You want to see some range out of Cruise. Wasn't that him? Yeah, it was him. Yeah, that was him. Why am I even... Yeah, it was him. Born on the 4th of July. It's a good movie. Used to watch that. And Rain Man all the time. Rain Man was great. I love it when probably my favorite part was, a lot of people's probably favorite part was when he drops the toothpicks. That's how he finds out he's like super gifted with like counting. You know, like Rain Man was Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman, and well, the idea is Dustin Hoffman's character. You know, like he's he finds out it's his brother, and he didn't even really know him. They kept him secret for a while, so I guess he's like starts to get to know him a little bit, and he doesn't have a whole lot of awareness. You know, he's sort of kind of just in his own world and stuff like that. Sort of has like this tick where he tilts his head and sort of just kind of like rocks and stuff like that. So like, yeah, like he's sort of just like kind of out of it, you know, generally speaking. And so like Cruise's character is just his brother, you know, obviously. And so there's this, they're in this restaurant, right? And he has like this, he asks for toothpicks, and then she hands it to him, and then she hands him the box, and then like I guess he drops it or whatever, and then like I don't know, like I guess I'll just come up with a number, just, you know, like 287. And he just goes 287. Yeah, I'll just make up a number because I don't remember what number it was. 287. He just goes 287. And you don't think anything of it at first. You're just like, what? That was random. Yeah, but it's Raymond, so like, you know, he just says stuff, right? And then Cruise like looks down at the box and realizes, well, actually no, it's more than that. It was more like 200, We'll say 297. We'll say 297. 297. And he realizes there's only like 3 toothpicks left in the box. He realizes there's only like 3 toothpicks on the left in the box, right? But then he looks at the box. He says it says 300 on the box. Count 300, right? And Raymond didn't see the box. He didn't see how many are in the box. He's facing the other way. So the point is, he counted the toothpicks on the floor that quickly. That was the point. The point was that, like, he didn't see the box. He didn't see what was in the box. He just, and I think it was more than that. I think it was like, it might have even been in the thousands. The point was, he counted them that quick. So yeah, that was when he realized, he was gifted and stuff. And then the movie takes a little bit of a turn there. little bit of a turn there. Stops being so wholesome. But no, I mean, like, other than that, it was still a good movie. It was still good. But yeah, he doesn't necessarily do the most wholesome thing after that. But still good movie. Still good movie. Dustin Hoffman's great. Do you remember him in Meet the Parents? I love that he got to, like, just be a guy that got to play a normal role for once. 'Cause, like, for so long, he had to play, like, so many just roles to prove that he can act. And he proved it. He did so many, like, crazy roles, though. And yeah, then he got, I guess, like, the dream role, right? He just got to be Ben Stiller's dad. Meet the Parents. Which is kind of funny. Was Ben Stiller's father still alive when they shot Meet the? I feel like he was. Why didn't they just use his real dad? Ben Stiller's dad was George Costanza's dad on Seinfeld. You guys know that, right? You remember George Costanza's dad from Seinfeld? That's Ben Stiller's father. The actual actor is Ben Stiller's father. I don't know why they didn't just use him. But, like, yeah, Dustin Hoffman was great, obviously. But, like, yeah, flat out. That was his dad. That was his dad. He was in Zoolander. That's why they had such a chemistry, I think, because and seemed kind of like a fatherly chemistry, because wasn't that him in Zoolander? I think it was Maury, not Maury. His agent. Maury was Will Ferrell, right? His agent. I didn't think of his name in the movie. Whoever Zoolander agent was, right? I think it was him. But yeah. He was George Costanza's father in Seinfeld. That was Ben Stiller's dad. Something Stiller, I think. I think it was even same last name. How many people knew that? How many people watched Falcon and Winter Soldier? Anybody watch that? Anybody watch Falcon and Winter Soldier? Like forever ago, when like a while, it's like they're only finally continuing that, right? With like the Sam Wilson Captain America movie coming out. You guys know the lady who played Elaine in Seinfeld, you know, she was in that. Did you know that? Yep. And she's amazing. She was awesome. She stole the show. Anytime she was on the screen, she stole the show. She was awesome. Seriously. She was that, like, sort of mysterious lady that would show up once in a while. You wouldn't know who she was. And then she helped, isn't his name, like, Agent or something? Like, his actual name, like, Agent something? 47 should just come in and just, like, take care of everyone. 47 just ends up... I wanted to make... just 47, just... That'd be funny. I think his name was just like Agent, right? The guy that played the new Captain America, but like wasn't Sam Wilson for that show. The woman that would randomly come in and talk to him, and he didn't really know who she was. She would just come in and talk to him. That was her, and she was awesome. Did you guys see... Speaking of Seinfeld. I hope you guys like Seinfeld, because I do. Keep talking about Seinfeld. If you haven't seen Jerry's new movie that he was in, Frosted, like the Pop-Tarts movie, it's so funny. You should see it. I gotta go. I should have gone already. I should go. What time is it? Oh my gosh, I should go. My foot is killing me. Yep, my foot's killing me. I'm not gonna whine about it, complain about it, talk about it. I got massive blisters on my feet. I'm just not gonna talk about it, but like, it is what it is. My feet are killing me though. But yeah, just wanted to touch base with you guys again about the funk that's going around, the bad funk, the toxic funk. Just remember, there's never a solution to anything. There's never a solution being provided. There's always a finger being pointed. Okay, he doesn't have anything valid, anything that he wants to do. Literally nothing. Just points a finger. Says things are this way, then they're not. Actually tried to say inflation was 0 when it wasn't. Like, all kinds of stuff that he will mislead you. Inflation doesn't magically disappear. It can go up and down in the stock market here and there. Like, you know, like the percentages and stuff like that and how it's all affected, you know, like the calculator and all that, you know, the GDP, just the entire thing. You could arguably say that technically it goes up and down, but you're not going to notice that. What for like for what 2 weeks did your store change all its prices? Did your grocery store change all its prices to things that are reasonably priced for 2 weeks? No. They didn't do that. So how the fuck is inflation 0? or even close to it. He lies. He makes shit up. How is it even close to it? How did it even change for you? It's made up. So inflation? Fuck's he talking about? No, that's the value of your dollar. How does that change or value go up? Or like, how does anything change, inflation change whatsoever, if they're not lowering prices? Because I got news for you. Your wages are what they are. So all the store prices, grocery prices, things you need to survive goes up. What happens to inflation? Yeah. That's the point. That's why the value of the dollar goes down. Duh. This is how it works. You're just making that gap bigger. He actually sits there and tries to claim that. Donald Trump actually tries to claim that inflation was zero or what? And again, I want to remind you of what that means. That means Donald Trump's actually claiming that he went to every single one of your neighborhoods, to your local grocery stores and everywhere, and single-handedly made sure that all the prices, everything was lower for exactly the amount of time he's saying that it was, for the exact amount of time, so that way the value on your dollar is greater during that period of time, so that way he can claim that he actually No. Just like idiots that slap Biden stickers on gas pumps that say, I did that. No, he fucking didn't. If anything, he's lowering it because Biden's the one that's drilling for oil here. Yeah, you should be thanking him. Trump didn't do that. We've been importing oil from Russia since forever. And now because of Biden, we're not. We're drilling here. And assholes are actually defacing gas stations, gas pumps, with a Biden sticker saying I did that, when flat out, yeah, he did lower it. So good job wrecking that gas station just to point out that Biden lowered the gas prices. The president doesn't lower gas prices. Except, again, unless you do something like that. You change where we're drilling, or you... Like, they don't do that. What do you think the president does? I just... it's mind-blowing to me. People don't really know. I'm not saying, like, nobody knows. I'm just saying the people voting for this guy clearly don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people voting for this guy don't know. Like, people know. Not everybody is that abhorrently ignorant to the subject, but I gotta stop or I'll keep going. It's bad. Anyway. Yeah. I'm in pain. And I got through this stream, so yay. Yeah, I mean, what else is new, right? I told you I wear it well. I actually have, I don't know if you can tell, it's like red. I have like a massive headache. And like, my skin is like red. I was like, what the heck? I need sleep. I need sleep. I have a massive headache, and it was like a little bit red there, but then like my feet are just killing me too. So just everything today. Just everything today. But yeah, like I'm not gonna I'm not that guy. If anything, I would rather you not know. I'd rather play it down and make it not seem like that big of a deal. I don't want to worry. Like I literally don't care to worry people or any people to bother or fuss or worry over me and stuff like that. Like, I literally just sit here and downplay everything. So that's why, like, you guys won't know typically, like, if I'm, you know, like, if I got a headache or something, I might tell you, so that way you know as you talking slow or you know, something like that. If I get a migraine, my words are gonna be all slurred and I'm gonna be all talking slow, because that affects coordination and stuff, flat out. And I can get them from time to time. I mean, anybody can. We can get a migraine. Mine are allergy season though. Yeah, I got nose stuff. Anyway. 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 I wonder how many times I said it. Anyway. That's me making fun of myself. Anyway. Just keep saying it. Idiot. Anyway. I'm gonna say it again. Instinctually, I'm just gonna be like, anyway. It's like, I used to work with a guy that, after we'd get done filling an order for a customer, he just had to, for some reason, he had to hand them their order. He just had to say, "You're all set." And like we'd laugh about it. It was eventually just a thing that he would do. It was funny for some reason, but he just couldn't not say it. Like he just, and then I think he said something like, once I pointed it out, it was almost like if he didn't say it, it didn't feel right, you know. It's like he now that he's aware that he does that, now that's a thing. He's got to say it every time, you know. It's like an OCD thing. It was pretty funny. So he'd be like, "You're all set," and then he'd be fine. He'd be fine after that. But if he didn't say it, he'd be irritated. Like, man, I didn't say it. I'm gonna have to say it this time. I have to say it twice. Oh man, that was funny. He tried to say it. Anyway, we're all set. Anyway, I'm going to finally get out of here. So thanks for the support. Appreciate that. I was just looking through chat here. Thanks for liking the stream. Appreciate that. Jason's reaction. Appreciate that. Thank you for liking the stream. With some of these, like, I need more with chat, guys. I gotta be honest. Like, I appreciate your comments, and I'm gonna read them. But we gotta be honest. I'm getting to a certain point where I'm either gonna turn chat off, like we're just not gonna have chat at all, or I'm gonna do it this way. 'Cause it's not don't take offense to it, but like we're gonna have like there's like almost no moderation to this, and I'm just sort of kind of done with like trying to have something to say to every little message and stuff like that. I'm just sort of kind of done with that part of it. I'm here to make content. I have a purpose here. I have goals, and trying to sit here and appease to every little comment that comes through. I mean, half of the time, these comments are probably being left by an alt from the same person that's been in here on a million other accounts, you know, like, so, and they're just in here talking on a different account or something. You don't know. So, like, yeah, if it seems relevant, it seems interesting, or it seems like, yeah, all right, I'm going to answer that, I'm going to answer it. It's that simple. But, or if I see it, too, like, I don't know, like, obviously if chat's moving and I don't see it, I don't see it. But, like, and we've had those days. But I just, your room ass, okay. You know, like, we're going to move on from that. Like, we're not even going to give that any attention, you know, like just stuff like that, that's just gone, you know. Like, in fact, we just, you know, we just remove stuff like that, you know, like it's just half of this, like, that's why I said we're just not even gonna have chat anymore if I have to do it any other way, because I'm done with it. I'm not giving attention where it doesn't deserve it, and I've already done way too much of that. Way too much of that. And the point was to bait, to show the problems, to show what a significant issue this is with the sheer numbers that come in here, just the amount of people that come in to waste their time to say really dumb shit and just troll is a problem. It is a problem for the platform. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So just wanted to talk about, and reiterate 1,000 times how this is not good. And, you know, that's it. But I'm done with it now. And, yeah, it's just going to be how I'm doing it. It is what it is. And, yeah, obviously, like, earlier today in the stream, somebody just come in and just typed hi over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and they just kept spamming the word hi. Like, okay, hello, you know? So they got timed out. If I see it as a repetitive thing, they're gonna get blocked. It's that simple. If you type something inappropriate, I'm just gonna block you right off the bat. There's no tolerance for that trash. I don't go in your chats and your streams and type inappropriate shit. Don't come in mine and do that. You wanna say whatever N-word or whatever thing you're trying to type in my chat on your channel, and you got the balls to say that out loud on your channel, you go right ahead. But don't bring that shit in here. It's that simple. What was I eating? I ate a burrito. Alright. Well, that's about it, guys. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. And, thanks for watching.